Willie D live.
You know, Cassie been having some issues lately because this dude named Clayton Howard has been on her head. Clayton Howard has been making his rounds. He's been very vocal about his dealings with Sean Diddy Combs and Cassie. He talks about how freaky Cassie was and how she asked for it. He talks about how Cassie is not an angel. He wants his money for being abused by Cassie. He wants his good name restored from the embarrassment the Diddy case caused him. And check this out, family. He called Cassie a hoe.
Man puts his hand on him don't mean a woman can't be a hoe who likes large members and likes to sleep with a bunch of men. People, the probably the most damaging thing I'm about to say that people are not going to like is this. Audience, Cassie was a hoe. Cassie was a hoe who liked to sleep with guys who were good in bed, and I was one of those guys. It's a shame that I am being attacked, and all of these women want to make excuses for a woman who is a whore. Cassandra Ventura was a whore. She may not be a whore anymore. She grew up, she grew out of it. People change. It's okay. But that time of her life, she was a whore. She liked to have schmecks. She liked to schmuck Enos. She loved all of that, people. She used to do it for hours, and Diddy did not make her. The only thing Diddy used to make her do was stop when she was going too long, and that's the damn truth. Now, the sad part is that as the actual victim of this conspiracy, that I still don't get the same respect as Cassie because Diddy put his hands on her. Because she stole his phone and the damn freak off, and the man got caught on camera putting his hands on her. Suddenly, she's the Mother Teresa of domestic violence. People, this is a horrible misconception that is being totally manipulated by people because they need Cassie's domestic violence to hate Diddy. You really don't need Cassie's domestic violence to hate Diddy. People, there is a million different reasons to hate Diddy other than Cassie. People, you need to accept the truth of for what this is. Cassie is not a victim of that RICO. She is most certainly a victim of domestic violence, yes. She is certainly a victim of domestic physical abuse, yes, people. But it's not because of those sexual encounters. It's because she was in a relationship with a super rich and powerful man who was also horribly toxic and a drug addict. Those are the recipes for domestic violence. When you're constantly in a relationship with someone who is drugged up all the time, emotionally imbalanced, and has a super ego, women, you're going to get your behind kicked. You know why? Because the second you don't do something that man likes, he's going to put his hands, feet, and legs up your behind and make you do it. See, you need to understand something, people. Rich men, they use money to control women. But once the money don't work, they don't have the finesse to control women. You know why? Because they've been using money their entire life to control women. This is when these guys get violent. People, I've been broke in my life and I've had money. I've learned how to bag women with no money, and I've learned how to bag them with a lot of money. And the one thing I can tell you definitively is that my relationships that I started out broke and came into money with the woman were always better than the relationships I started out with a lot of money and then me and the girl started dating. Because people, you always have problems. People get used to people. Familiarity breeds contempt. Cassie was probably amazed at Diddy when she first dated him. She thought she was dating God, but after a while she realized that he was a fallible man and he was imperfect partner in these free calls. But so was Cassie.
But it was like, man, Cassie is no angel. And yeah, she was a victim when she got abused. She was a victim when this happened or that happened. But that didn't happen because of the freak offs. You know, the freak off was something that she enjoyed. And that right there, she actually admitted to enjoying the freak offs. She said she didn't enjoy it, but she did say she didn't enjoy it all the time. She didn't enjoy the freak offs all the time, but she did admit to enjoying the freak offs sometimes. She did admit to that. That's her words. And if you're going to call, let's say Sabrina, I don't want to use it, I don't want to mess somebody's name up out there, but I'm just a random chick, let's use let's use an alias. If you're going to call Diamond a hoe, because Diamond sleeps with guys for money and Diamond messes with different dudes in the strip club, and she's always with different dudes and the high rollers and this whatever, you got to call Cassie one. If you're opening your legs to multiple men, a week. I mean, this ain't even a year. This ain't a month. This is a year. This is, a week, weekly. This is weekly. Cassie, by her own admission, said almost every week for 10 years, we had freak offs. So I agree. That may be an unpopular position, but I agree. Cassie may not be a hoe now, but Cassie was a hoe at that time. She was a hoe. Just like any other person, whether it be a female or male, if they were behaving in the way that Cassie was behaving, if they were being promiscuous, like Cassie was being promiscuous, they would be a hoe. And y'all know what it is. I don't understand why Cassie gets so much latitude and benefit of doubt. I don't understand why she gets so much. And I do believe, it's just my thinking, that Cassie is getting all of this consideration because she's of mixed descent. She's not a black woman. She's mixed. She's more Latina. So if Cassie was just a black woman, black mama, black daddy, I don't think that Cassie would have all this support that she had. You know why? Because I've seen how people respond when black women accuse black men of harming them. I don't think I've seen in recent time nobody riding for a black woman the way that people been riding for Cassie. I have not seen that. So I'm just stating facts. This is not even my opinions. I'm just stating facts. So if I see something happening, then and I have an issue with it, even if I don't have an issue with it, if I see it happen and I have to analyze it, something this big, this is a huge case, so everybody's talking about it, right? This is news. This is not gossip. This is news. So everybody's talking about this. So I have an opinion about this because, okay, I'm going to take a look at this and I'm going to try to be as objective about this as possible. If I look at this case and I say, well, Cassie is accusing Diddy of doing this, that, and the third. But I know from my experience with women that you're not going to get your main woman to do things that she don't want to do every damn week, week after week after week after week for 10 years. That's not how it goes. Diddy is a prominent man with money. He got the kind of money that he can change a woman's life overnight, literally. Boom. Like magic. He can get beautiful women all over the world. It's not difficult at all, especially when you start talking about a Diddy in his 20s, a Diddy in his 30s, when Diddy was on fire, when he met Cassie, on fire. Women line the corners, man, do anything you want them to do. You do not have to force a woman to do these freaky things. There are women out there who would do these freaky things, who wants to do these freaky things. And they are beautiful women who wants to do freaky stuff. You don't have to force them. So that's why when I first heard about the case, it didn't make sense to me that he was forcing her to do all of this stuff for 10 years. And this was his main squeeze. At some point, she became his main squeeze. and they going to Vanity Fair parties together. They're going to the MetLife party together. They're going to all of these major events together. Sometimes you see her without him. So obviously she's not being held captive. Obviously nobody's walking around. She don't have chains on her feet and hands. So yeah, he obviously manipulated her to an extent. But at some point, that didn't work, right? Because at some point she actually left and never came back. She decided, I'm leaving, I'm not coming back. That was 10 years after the relationship. So one might say, so you saying she could leave 10 years after the relationship, why she didn't leave 9 years after the relationship started? Why she didn't leave 8 years after the relationship started? How many years do you need before you finally catch your snap? You're doing everything else as an adult. You know right from wrong. At what point are you accountable for your part? At what point are you held accountable for your part? Okay, I was manipulated. Me and my friend was together, and he pulled out a gun and said, we're going to rob this place. We finna go rob this place. And I need you to drive. And I'm scared. I don't want to drive. Nigga, you going to drive that car and kill you. Okay, man, okay. He come out with the bag. Drive. We get away. We split up the money. And then we do it again. I'm scared of him now, because he the killer. Then sooner or later, I start giving my input. Hey man, don't you think it'd be better if I just park right over here? I think I can get away faster if I park over here. I start participating. I start coming up with ideas of my own. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? No, Cassie was not innocent. She may have been a victim. She not may have, but she was a victim when she was being beaten. She was a victim then. But making these phone calls and calling to surprise Diddy with a freak off because it's his birthday or his Father's Day, you ain't no victim. You're an accomplice. Clayton want his money. Clayton want his money. A lot of people are saying he don't deserve nothing. He was a escort. You're a male escort. You don't deserve nothing. Well, why did Cassie deserve some money? Cassie was his girlfriend who was giving it up, and she was wanting it. She wanted the sex. She wanted it, according to the people who were in the room with her. That's what she wanted. And according to her, she did say she participated willfully. She making phone calls on her own. She making the payments and all kinds of stuff. She on the phone with a dude and telling the dude, can he come and knock her down? He said, look, I ain't gonna be able to come to damn with my family. Okay, can you send somebody else? You know anybody else who can come?